Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back at today with another fantasy football video. In today's video, I got you guys the Week 13 wide receiver rankings. These are for PPR format. If you guys have any questions about standard or half PPR, please make sure to leave them down below in the comment section. Now, before I get into Week 13 wide receiver rankings, I'd like to give you guys a word from my friends and my sponsor over at OverlayDFS.com. OverlayDFS.com is my favorite way to play daily fantasy football. Now, Overlay now also offers NBA and also NBA/NFL games. So if you guys are into the NBA as well, obviously you can come play that. But I'm going to be talking about NFL here today. Now, it is a very simple game, but I'm going to be talking about how it works first. Now, there's 10 max lineups, which obviously gives you more chances to win, but also doesn't let those sharps, those computer-generated programs to dominate in those games, have like 100 plus entries. Now, the $20 progressive game is definitely the game to play for football. It is $22. Obviously, if you're top 10%, you get 9 times your buy-in. But if you hit that beautiful 12-0, that progressive bonus, you get over $8,700, and it's still going to be rising all the way until Sunday. So you guys got to make sure you check that out. Now, the game is different every single week. Never know what the matchups will be posted. It's pretty much you versus the board. You only need to worry about 2 records, yours and the payoff cut. Now, there's also head-to-head contests that are 10 pick rate. It's amazingly small, and bad records win all the time. The more people who enter, the bigger the jackpot is going to be. Now, I'm going to show you guys here real quick a strategy that I like to use. Now, when you're playing the game, you need to make 12 picks plus 2 alternate picks to obviously help if someone gets hurt or something, that you can use one of those alternate picks. Now, one of my favorite strategies to do here is select a quarterback and their wide receiver. So I would go with my main man, Philip Rivers, here over Daniel Jones, and then scroll down here, scroll a bit down until I find my friend Keenan Allen, and then take him and go with the quarterback and wide receiver stack. That's something I found out. It helps me do better on Overlay DFS. So make sure you check out OverlayDFS.com, link down below in the description. Come and play with me. Let's have a great week this week on Overlay DFS.com. And we are back. Make sure to check out OverlayDFS.com, link down below in the description. But let's get right into the video. Week 13 wide receiver rankings. Now, the rankings are a bit skewed due to the fact that there were 3 Thursday games, obviously, for Thanksgiving. I hope you guys all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hopefully, everything was great for you. I know it was great for me. Now, obviously, that is 6 teams taken out of this. Obviously, guys that are ranked lower are now ranked higher due to the fact that there's obviously those games have already passed. So even with that said, let's get right into this. Number 1 is Davante Adams, wide receiver of the Green Bay Packers, going against the New York Football Giants. Now, we saw last week Davante Adams look pretty productive against the San Francisco 49ers. Now, this week he gets an easy, soft-ass New York Giants defense. I think that in New Jersey, Davante Adams is going to go to town on that New York Giants defense. So I really like Davante Adams this week, and that is why he's ranked as my number 1 overall wide receiver in fantasy football for week 13. Coming in at number 2, we have Tyreek the Freak Hill going up against the Oakland Raiders. Knock one time if you're with me. If you guys all believe that Tyreek Hill is going to ball out this week, it is impossible to rank Tyreek Hill outside of the top 5 this week, going up against a soft-ass Oakland Raiders defense with Pat Mahomes obviously being healthy. Even if Pat Mahomes isn't at 100%, like I honestly believe, still with 80% of Pat Mahomes, he should be able to go balls deep in this Oakland Raiders defense. I really like Tyreek Hill this week, coming in at number 2. Coming in at number 3, we have Chris Godwin. All right, Chris Godwin has been absolutely busting cheeks of opposing defenses in fantasy football and in real life. You're just seeing him bust off gigantic plays that are just unreal. He made the Atlanta Falcons defense look like a baby back bitch this week. And you know what he's going to do? The Jacksonville Jaguars. He's going to clap them up one time, knock one time if you're with me, because the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to get absolutely eviscerated and torched by one man whose name is Chris Godwin. Coming in at number 4, we have Baby Chark. Do Baby Chark. Do Baby Chark. Going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, he's the wide receiver on the other side of the ball. And Big Dick Nick Foles loves to feed my main man DJ Chark, even though I really believed that it would be the DD Westbrook show. Now that Big Dick Nick is back, it didn't seem to be. It was the DJ Chark show last week. I see no reason to believe that DJ Chark wouldn't be able to dominate again against a soft-ass Tampa Bay defense against the pass. Coming in at number 5, we have Mike Evans, wide receiver of the Jacksonville Jaguars, going up against not of the Jacksonville Jaguars, of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I have Chris Godwin ranked higher because Chris Godwin seems to be a lot more consistent. You're seeing him drop 30 bombs on all of his opponents. He just absolutely destroys every single game. Mike Evans is a bit more of he's just not as consistent. He'll score you like 10 or 15 points, or he could score you 30. And in this game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, a game that I could see being a straight up boat race to the finish, where Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and famous Jameis are riding on the boat, pedaling really fucking fast. Not pedaling, I guess, because they're not on a fucking bike. They're just rowing really fucking fast. And Big Dick Nick, DJ Chark, and Leonard Fournette are hitting that shit really fast too. They're rowing, row down the boat, gently down the motherfucking stream. It is going to be a certified boat race in Jacksonville. Not sure which team is going to win, but I think this is going to be a very high scoring game. Coming in at number 6, we have DJ Moore going up against the Washington Redskins. Now, I believe that DJ Moore is going to absolutely clap the ass cheeks of the Washington Redskins. The Washington Redskins defense is fucking awful, and DJ Moore has been skull fucking defenses the last couple of games. He has been honestly so consistent. It's been unreal. He's been like a top 10 wide receiver every single week for the last couple of weeks. So I see no reason why against the Washington Redskins, a poor-ass defense that my man, DJ Moore cannot perform. Coming in at number 7, we have Cooper Kupp going against the Arizona Cardinals. And Cooper Kupp has been shitting his big boy pants pretty much every single game. He needs those goddamn huggies because he's playing so goddamn bad every single game. It's obviously the fact that Jared Goff looks fucking terrible the last couple of games. So with that said, this week against the Arizona Cardinals. So if there is time for a big bounce back game for my main man Cooper Kupp, it would be this week at the Arizona Cardinals. And that's why I got him ranked at number 7. Coming in at number 8, we have Julian Edelman, wide receiver of the New England Deflatriots, going against the Houston Texans. Now, Julian Edelman has honestly been the only consistent piece of this New England offense. I thought James White has been ultra consistent. He really has been, aside from last game where he really shit the bed for you. This game up against the Houston Texans in Houston, I believe that Julian Edelman will be able to ball out, even with the emergence of N'Keal Harry, even with the fact that they have a lot of wide receivers there that have some skill. I still think that Julian Edelman will emerge and be a top 10 wide receiver this week in Houston. Coming in at number 9, we have OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Odell Beckham Jr. let his nuts hang last week on the Miami Dolphins. Now, obviously, this week he gets a tougher defense than the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the Browns are rolling. Every single game, they're on fucking fire right now. They're playing up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Odell looks to bash the Pittsburgh Steelers defense's head in like their name is Myles Garrett on Mason Rudolph. I like Odell Beckham Jr. in this game a lot. Coming in at number 10, we have Tyler Lockett going against the Minnesota Vikings. Now, Tyler Lockett shit in his pants last week. I told you guys that I was a bit nervous about him coming back, and he did not play all that well. But this week, after having a lot more rest, going against the Minnesota Vikings, I think that Tyler Lockett could ball out. We need to see Russell Wilson have a great game this week so that he can get that MVP potentially, even though Lamar Jackson is just eviscerating defenses, so there's probably no way for Russ to win. But at the end of the day, Tyler Lockett should be able to perform quite well against the Minnesota Vikings. Not the greatest defense, and Tyler Lockett should get back into shape this week against Minnesota in Seattle. Coming in at number 11, we have Jarvis Juice Landry going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And just like another man named Juice in the past, there may be a absolute murder of the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. While I think they are good, I think that Baker Mayfield is going to go in there all cocky and skull fuck the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jarvis Landry, obviously last week, putting up a more dominant game than Odell Beckham Jr., finding the end zone not once, but twice against the Miami Dolphins. I see no reason that Jarvis Landry cannot produce very well in this game to be a top 12 wide receiver this week. Obviously, he's much more of like a top 15 wide receiver if there was no 3 Thursday games. Coming in at number 12, we have Keenan Allen going up against the Denver Broncos. Now, Keenan Allen has honestly been pretty inconsistent thus far this season, dealing with a bunch of injuries, but last week he blew up, and the past couple of games he's actually been playing okay after coming back from that injury. This week against the Denver Broncos, I think he will play well as well. Obviously, there's not that too many great options at the wide receiver position left thus far, so Keenan Allen will definitely be a top 12 guy this week on going up against the Denver Broncos. I think that Phillip Rivers has a much better game this week, coming back after the bye. Now on to 13 through 24. So if you guys have enjoyed thus far, make sure to knock one time on that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Coming in at number 13, we have Stephon Diggs at the Seattle Seahawks. Now, obviously, Adam Thielen looks like he may return right now as I'm recording this video. I'm not entirely sure if he's going to be back or not. If he's back, I'm a lot more worried about Stephon Diggs. Now, Stephon Diggs was balling out of control. He had like a 3-game fucking stretch where he was just stretching defenses' assholes out. He was just obliterating them, making it look easy. And then he started shitting the bed. And now we're still on the train where he's kind of shitting in the bed. But against these Seattle Seahawks, I almost called them the Steelers, the Seattle Seahawks, Stephon Diggs should be able to play quite well. And Mr. Kirk Cousins is going to be saying, "You like that?" when he absolutely eviscerates this Seattle Seahawks defense, which I don't see completely happening, but I still think that Stephon Diggs has a pretty good game. Coming in at number 13. Coming in at number 14, we have Devontae Parker going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Philadelphia Eagles do have a great run defense, but their pass defense needs some work and needs to be improved, because I think that this week Devontae Parker and the Miami Dolphins may actually upset the Philadelphia Eagles and go in there and fuck them up real good. And I think that Devontae Parker has been so consistent the last couple of games with Ryan Fitzpatrick. I almost called him Matt Fitzpatrick. My main man, Ryan Fitzpatrick, is going to skull fuck the Philadelphia Eagles, and Devontae Parker is going to have a great game this week. He has been so consistent thus far this season. I see no reason why, going up against the Eagles, a not so good defense, why he should not be able to perform. Coming in at number 15, we have DeAndre Hopkins, going up against the New England Patriots. Now, DeAndre Hopkins is typically a guy in my top 10. Now he falls to top 15, and that's because I'm nervous about him playing against the New England Patriots. We saw last week Stephon Gilmore clamp down Amari Cooper, and Amari Cooper was throwing up that 0. He led up with that goose egg. This week, DeAndre Hopkins plays against the same exact corner, Stephon Gilmore, and I'm honestly very worried about DeAndre Hopkins. He's ranked so high because of his skill, but I would be a bit worried and a bit cautious when playing DeAndre Hopkins this week. Coming in at number 16, we have Jamison Crowder. My main man, Mono Man Sam, loves some Jamison Crowder, and this week going up against the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati. A game where the Jamison Crowder and Sammy Mono should be able to easily clap the cheeks of the defense. I think that Jamison Crowder is going to skull fuck the Cincinnati Bengals defense. And if I'm being honest with you, I would feel 9 times safer starting him over DeAndre Hopkins this week. Jamison Crowder has been playing quite well thus far this season, obviously having a down game last week. But pretty much every single game with Sam Darnold, he finds the end zone or gets about 1,000 targets. And in this game, I think both things could happen. I like Jamison Crowder this week, coming in at number 16. Coming in at number 17, we have Courtland Sutton going against the LA Chargers, and he's been pretty quiet this year in the media-wise. Like, you don't see a lot of people being like, "God damn, Courtland Sutton is fucking amazing. I love Courtland Sutton." But Courtland Sutton has been playing quite well in fantasy football. And this week against the LA Chargers, a banged up defense, I think that Courtland Sutton should be able to perform quite well, slotting him in at number 17, having a good game. Coming in at number 18, we have Christian Kirk going up against the LA Rams. Now, I'm going to be a lot of nervous if Jalen Ramsey, I should say, is shadowing Christian Kirk. With that said, I'm not entirely sure that is what's going to happen. I think he may move from Christian Kirk to Larry Fitzgerald back and forth. So I think Christian Kirk will be able to ball out against those other corners on the team, and I think that he should have a good game against the LA Rams, a defense that looks super depleted. Coming in at number 19, we have Tyler Boyd going against the New York Football Jets. Now, Tyler Boyd has honestly had a couple of down games in a row, but this week against the soft-ass New York Football Jets, and big man Andy Dalton is back in town, and now that the boys are going to be back in town, Tyler Boyd is going to be able to ball out against the New York Jets this week, coming in at number 19. Coming in at number 20, we have Robert Woods going against the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I honestly don't believe that this LA Rams team is any good right now, and their asses are probably not going to touch the Super Bowl or touch the NFC Championship game, but I do think at the end of the day, going against the Arizona Cardinals, Robert Woods should be able to have a good enough of a game. Jared Goff should be able to air the ball out up against a bunch of defensive players that are just not that good. So I think Robert Woods could perform this week, coming in at number 20. Coming in at number 21, we have DK Metcalf, the big man, going up against the Minnesota Vikings. Now, Tyler Lockett is still banged up, so I think that Russell Wilson is still going to be looking for DK Metcalf a decent amount. DK Metcalf is obviously always one of those guys that you can see scoring a touchdown, and this week against the Minnesota Vikings, that is no difference. If he ends up finding the end zone, he could crack higher than 21, but right now, 21 seems like the sweet spot for DK Metcalf. Coming in at number 22, we have Scary Terry McLaurin, or F1 Terry McLaurin, whatever you like to call him. Going up against the Carolina Panthers. Now, the thing with Scary Terry is he's dealing with Dwayne Hashkins, the trash can, okay? Dwayne Hashkins is not that good. Well, in reality, we really don't know how good he is because that offensive line is pure fucking garbage. They're getting their ass clapped in the matter of 6 seconds, getting knocked over, and then Dwayne Hashkins is back there like, oh no, what the fuck am I supposed to, and you know, like, he's in the middle of, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And he gets fucking knocked over onto the ground, knocked out cold. Terry McLaurin should be able to perform this week against the Carolina Panthers, but obviously the fact that the team is so bad really hinders his upside. Coming in at number 23, we have Deebo Samuel going up against the Baltimore Ravens. Now, Deebo Samuel has honestly been smacking up defenses the last 3 games, obviously having a much more down week last game, but even with that said, that was with the emergence of George Kittle and Emmanuel Sanders coming back. I think that if Emmanuel Sanders somehow gets held out of this contest against the Baltimore Ravens, Deebo Samuel may have quite the game and even crack the top 15-ish. I like Deebo this week against the Baltimore Ravens in a game that I could see being somewhat high scoring. Coming in at number 24, we have Curtis Samuel. Now, Curtis Samuel has really not been performing all that well. It's been all going to DJ Moore. But at the end of the day, going up against the Washington Redskins definitely makes it a lot easier to score points in real life and in fantasy football. So I do think that Curtis Samuel gets the rock a decent amount in this game against the Washington Redskins and warrants a top 24 start, meaning he would be a wide receiver 2 on the week. Now on to 25 through 32. So if you guys have enjoyed thus far, please make sure to knock one time on that subscribe button. Coming in at number 25, we have Hollywood Brown going up against the San Francisco 49ers. Now, we saw Hollywood Brown find the end zone not once, but twice last week against whoever the fuck they were playing, the Rams. It was embarrassing on Monday night. I waited all day for Monday night, you know, and they just got fucked. And Marquise Brown scored 2 touchdowns, and I was playing up against him, and he dropped one in the end zone. He could have had 3, and my remote was getting ready to be hauled straight into the TV because of the fact that would have just pissed me off. And Hollywood Brown this week against the San Francisco 49ers, obviously playing up against a much tougher defense than the LA Rams, but I think at the end of the day, Marquise Brown could definitely still perform in this game, and I got him ranked at number 25. Coming in at number 26, we have D.D. Westbrook going against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers run defense might be good, but their pass defense is fucking atrocious, and like I said, I think this is going to be a certified high-scoring game, and I think that Big Dick Nick is going to throw a decent amount of touchdowns in this game, and I think D.D. Westbrook may be able to find one and get enough work on the team to get a couple of points, probably over 10 points in this game. I like him against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Coming in at number 27, we have Golden Tate, a.k.a. the Golden Taint, going up against the Green Bay Packers. Now, obviously, Sterling Shepard is back, so that does not bode the greatest, not the wellest, for Golden Tate, but at the end of the day, I think that Golden Tate will still get enough looks by Danny Dimes, aka Danny Fumbles, to get enough looks, like I said, to warrant being a top 32 guy. Coming in at number 28, we have Will Fuller going up against the New England Patriots. Now, what I do know is I think that what we saw last week was that Cooper got shut down, so Gallup played well. So I think that Will Fuller, even if DeAndre Hopkins gets shut down, could play well against the New England Patriots. But obviously that defense is so good that it scares me a lot, and that's why Will Fuller is coming in at number 28, not number 15, like if he was playing up against the Indianapolis Colts. Yet again, coming in at number 29, we have Brandon Cooks going up against the Arizona Cardinals. Brandon Cooks last week returned from that injury that had him sidelined for the last couple of weeks and actually did not look all that bad, even though the Rams offense got absolutely clapped. But like I said, I think Brandon Cooks should be good enough in this game. Go against the Arizona Cardinals since they are so bad that he would warrant being a top 32 guy. But obviously, you might want to look elsewhere than Brandon Cooks this week. Coming in at number 30, we have Tyrell Williams going against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I really don't like Tyrell Williams this week, if I'm being completely honest, but just below him, there's just completely garbage after you get past 30. So I think Tyrell Williams could definitely have a good game against the Kansas City Chiefs defense that definitely needs some work, at least at the corner department. I think Tyrell Williams could have a good game, but with the fact that Derek Carr looked so bad last week against the Jets, and Tyrell Williams has not looked as good the last couple of games, mainly due to Derek Carr not looking that great, I am a bit worried this week. Coming in at number 31, we have A.J. Brown going up against the Indianapolis Colts. Now, I honestly believe this is going to be a run-heavy game, but if there is someone that could be the benefactor of the passes in this game, it would be A.J. Brown. Ryan Tannehill definitely likes throwing the ball to A.J. Brown, and while I don't necessarily love him or getting any guys onto the Tennessee Titans that are at the wide receiver position, I think A.J. Brown could have a good enough game to warrant being a top 32 guy. And coming in at Mr. Irrelevant, number 32, Mike Williams, going against the Denver Broncos. Now, Mike Williams has really not done shit this season. He's been hurt. And he comes back and just plays okay. He's probably good for like 8 or 9 points. So that obviously gets you coming in at number 32 against the Denver Broncos. So thank you guys all for watching this video. If at any point you ended up enjoying, if at any point you ended up just chuckling at any of the dumb shit that I've said in this video, make sure you click that subscribe button. I love each and every single one of you guys. Like I said, I hope your guys' Thanksgiving was amazing, just like mine was. I hope that you guys feel a lot better after probably stuffing yourself or drinking far too much wine, a bit of that vino, a bit of that sauce, but it is okay. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure to check out overlaydfs.com. I love each and every single one of you guys very much. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, my friends.